So are we skipping all the preludes since it's 4 after?
Just come as you are. Just come as you are.
Come together, maybe we can drop the mask, make a difference in the world. We care about some change that lasts. Come together, maybe we can drop the mask, make a difference in the world. We care about some change that lasts.
Oh la, oh la la, oh la la, oh la. Just come as you are. Oh la, oh la la, oh la la, oh la. Just come as you are. We come together and dare to lay down all our fears, trusting the heart of the universe growing right here. Oh la, oh la la, oh la la, oh la. Just come as you are. Oh la, oh la la, oh la la, oh la. Just come as you are.
Good morning. Nice to have you here. Anybody do some yard work this weekend? I want to thank all the people that came and did building of grounds yesterday. It was a nice group. We encountered lots of pollen mustard around the property. And it's all back now that the rains came. This is a church built on covenant and not creed. We're here in our agreements one with another of how we will behave and strive to be in the world, respecting those with differing paths and opinions, trying to behave with loving kindness every place we go. To that end, whoever you are, whatever your age, race, origin, orientation, background, status, ability, identity, if you care to be here with us, you're welcome. We front load these services with a little bit of information, and I want to invite our board president, Sally Wood, to share some information with us this morning.
My throat is full of pollen, so please excuse me. On the 1% chance that it's something else, I'm wearing a mask today. The giveaway that played this month is Home is Here, Shreveport. This is a wonderful program that is for the immigrants that come into our area, helping them find peace and a home and helping them get settled, whether it's here or afar. You will see a donation spot online in the comments, and you can go online to our website to find a place to donate also. The person of the month is our wonderful, brilliant Rebecca Tuggle. You all know how integrated she is into our congregation, an integral part of who we are, and a wonderful example of what it means to be a UU. She works with our board as our treasurer, and we thank her immensely. Upcoming is the St. Patty's thing. Are you going to? And I will let Susan tell you all about it. Oh. After each service this month, I will be discussing and answering questions about our possible sale of the property and where we are going from here.
Thank you, Sally. And I think Sally's going to come up for Volunteer of the Year, probably. At any rate, yes, we are having a St. Patrick's Day party on Friday, and I kind of love that. As I've said, the St. Patrick's Day party was the first event we had to cancel at the beginning. Claudia this morning made the point in adult religious education that it was 3 years ago today that the pandemic really, was officially announced. We know now that people were sick, way before that, but this was when the world kind of shut down. And so having the St. Pat's party is, to me, it's very poetically resonant that we get to do it. And Bob Jordan is graciously providing some music, and I think Chris Webb is going to join you, and Scott Lowe, excellent. So Jim Huckabee. So this is a good bunch of musicians playing Irish music and also maybe some other favorites along the way. And so we really encourage you. We will have libations for donations. That's not to be confused with a cash bar. That is libations for donations, and leaded and unleaded. And so, and if you are the designated driver, your sodas are free, and kids 12 and under are free. Maybe even 13 and under now that I think about it. But oh, really? Oh, okay. I was getting ahead of myself. But anyway, we do hope you'll join us. We'll be down in the social hall, which I think on Friday afternoon, Susan Yellett and I are going to be transforming it into, and Taha are going to be transforming it into an Irish pub or coffee house or whatever, however you want to look at it. So we're grateful for anybody that wants to show up and help on a Friday afternoon. And I know not everybody's available, but if you are, we'd love to have your help. And I think that is it. Yes? Oh, okay. Wonderful. All right. Thank you.
Thank you all. Relax into your seat. Let the pew hold you up. And try to sit aside, holding all the troubles of the world. Take a few deep breaths. And understand this hour is for you and your connection with your own vitality and spirit, and with whatever you understand that which is greater to be. We meet on holy ground, brought into being as life encounters life, as personal histories merge into a communal story, as separate selves become community. May our souls capture this treasured time. We gather to worship, our hearts alive with hope that here we will be truly seen, that here we will be welcomed into the garden of this community, where the simple and the elegant, the fluted and frilled, the shy and dramatic complement one another and are treasured. May we know that here each contributes in their way to the beauty of the whole. Come, let us worship together, all genders, sexualities, politics, clappers and non-clappers, progressive or conservative. May we root ourselves in the values of this faith: compassion and courage, transcendence, justice, and transformation.
Travel long, we travel far to be right here where we are. Reach out a hand, no need to fear, 'cause all we need is right here. All we need. All we need, all we need is right here. All we need, all we need, all we need is right here. The night was dark, but the day is bright. Together we can lift our eyes to all we love and we hold dear, 'cause all we need is right here. All we need, all we need, all we need is right here. All we need, all we need, all we need is right here. All we need, all we need, all we need is right here. All we need, all we need, all we need is right here. All we need is right here.
That felt so good. Would anyone like to lead the first portion of our chalice lighting?
We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together, with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other.
This is from the International Council of Unitarians and Universalists monthly chalice lighting. And it's written by Dorothea Kaufman. From the bottom of my very existence, I am pervaded with light energy, shining colors to my eye, warmth to my skin, inspiration to my soul. In this unity of creative sparks and sparkling creation, life unfolds. Let us open our senses to the light within us and around us and send it out with shining examples into the world. Would you please rise in body or spirit and say the unison affirmation with us as you're comfortable? Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. Our opening hymn is one that the choir has done a lot, and so I hope that y'all are familiar with it. Maybe haven't done it a lot recently. But it's Woyaya, which means we are going. And we invite the choir. You can just stand up if you don't have to climb the stairs if you don't want to. And sing. It's on. The words will be up here. We will not be blocking this view. And it's also number 10, 20 in the teal paperback hymnals if you want to use those.
But our repeats are just a little different.
Yeah, we do it in our own order.
Thank you all.
If I sit on the step, is that going to be just a terrible thing?
I can slide the mic back.
And yeah, and maybe.
That would help.
That would be hard. Yeah, thank you. It's so nice to have not only a singer, songwriter, minister, but an engineer, sound engineer, minister. I think somebody once called her the Swiss Army minister, and that was about right. Thank you. So I'm going to sit on the step, and I'll invite any kids or adults that would like to come and sit up here with me, because I'm going to show you something. Has anybody ever, whoa, that was a big bump, sorry. Has anybody ever been gem mining? You ever been to a place where you can kind of get into usually it's like a creek type of thing, and you get in there with the sand and the rocks and things, and you can find gemstones. Well, this is not exactly like that, but I just kind of wanted to show y'all. So what you do is you kind of sift through, and I'm going to try to keep my sifting here in the pan. But look. Now, in reality, of course, they are not little carved glass stones like this. They're usually kind of gemstones that are naturally occurring in the area. Maybe sometimes, depending, maybe a few have been sort of planted there to get people started. But anyway, people just kind of sift. They sift through the sand. They kind of strain it. And I'm trying not to sift too much. I'm sorry. Oh, geez. I am so sorry. Okay. I have vacuuming duty. There's no question of that. But at any rate, see, so they find little things. And if you just kind of want to gently pick through there, if you want to. This is almond flour, by the way, to be full disclosure. It's not actually sand, but it's very sand-like when you have an idea at the last minute. So if you want to take one with you, you can. Why don't you? And so the idea here is, just as we are kind of sifting through this sand to find the gems, as Unitarian Universalists, as we grow up, we kind of find that we might learn a lot of different ideas, right? You might have a lot of different ideas kind of all around you, not only here at church. Oh, come on down. Come on down, Oliver. Thank you. I'm so glad you wanted to join us. Do you want to pick something out? You just kind of, there you go. You're looking for a color you like, huh? So just as we're looking here for these little bright gems, looking for these kind of rewards, as we learn a lot of different ideas in life, we pick out what is meaningful for us. Yeah, take it. So what did you like about that one? The color, yeah. So ideas are very similar. You try to see what fits with me. How can I live in integrity with myself, live my best life, right, with these ideas that I'm learning? Which ideas fit with me? Which ideas am I going to pick out of the sand of ideas that are all around me? And you know what? There's a word for that. It's a big word. You may have heard it before. You may not have. It's called discernment. It's called discernment. Have you ever heard that word? It means using your judgment, using your mind to pick out the ideas that are meaningful for you. Like using your own good judgment, because I think all three of you are developing good judgment as you grow up. I really do. Don't you think so? Do you think so? And as you grow up, I think you can learn to live your ideals. Like, if you feel really strongly about a certain social justice issue, whether it's racism or sexism or transphobia, whatever, that will be kind of something that's an idea that you want to hold on to work against those things, to work for justice. And so that would be just one of these little gems, right? And you'll find a lot of those as you grow. What can you think of, like, an idea that's most important to you right now in your life, something that you want to work on? Well, racism, yeah.
Pollution.
To stop pollution, yep. And so as you kind of find these ideas, you might find other people who've also been sifting through that kind of found the same ideas, and that you can work together. You have a lot of people here that will work on things with you. You know that? Yeah, Reverend Barbara.
Some of it, too, in discernment, like when we're studying world religions, that's when we learn about the other religions, because there are gems of truth in all of them. And you have to use your discernment to understand what rings true with your spirit and your life, and so you can have integrity with that. But discernment relates to religion as much as it does to politics.
True.
And being able to tell the difference between what has truth for you along with the meaning is a big part of it.
That's right. And that's what you get to do here as Unitarian Universalists, right? Nobody here has ever told you what to believe, right? You gotta kind of figure that out. You gotta go on that free and responsible search.
Yeah, and it's not easy. It's the hardest part about being a Unitarian Universalist, because nobody is going to tell you those things. You have to use your own discernment, but it's also something we value very highly. But it puts a lot of responsibility on people when they're young that they would not have in other traditions.
But you're up to it, and we know you are. You got the brains, you got the judgment. We know you are. So would you like to go to your classes now? You may, sure. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Thank you, Miss Susan. The stormy times outside our community and our homes and our persons echo the storms raging in my soul. This is by Jan Tadeo. So many people in need, so much pain, so much grief. Too many causes and campaigns fill my mailboxes and sap my energy, beg for my money. 3 things I must do. You may remember me having used this not too terribly long ago. Only 3 things. You've got to be kidding. Which 3 do I choose? Books and letters, magnets and movies implore me to dance as if no one is watching, learn 7 habits, and make 4 agreements, give generously, vote often, express myself. Yet hundreds, thousands, millions live with hunger and thirst, in poverty, enduring violence and disease. Did Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, or Gandhi cry out with despair from the darkness of overwhelm? Yes. That's not in here, but I thought I'd throw that in. Yes, they did. What three things did they choose? Three things. Three things we must do. Is it to act in kindness, serve justice, love God and your neighbor even as you love yourself? But where do I start? So much thoughtlessness, hatred, and fear, too little justice, too much selfishness. Where is God? Who is my neighbor? Three things, 7 principles, 8 principles, 10 commandments, 12 steps. All number of things speak to us, and yet we must choose. We must choose to do something. So 3 things may be the right number. Not too few, not too many. But which 3 things shall I choose? Will I do? Here's an adage I've always liked. Don't just do something. Stand there. Stand in the surf or sit on a rock or lay your body across the earthy loam or stare out a window and be quiet. Very quiet. Do you hear it? The still, small voice, the echo of your soul reverberating with the call to your own true self to emerge. Then the calm within becomes the calm without. The storm blows over. The sun recovers its position of strength, and that glorious symbol of hope and unity emerges across the sky. At the end of this rainbow, a treasure. The 3 things you must do. Go outside yourself and know the needs of the world. Go within and discover your life-given talents, gifts. Then arch yourself like a rainbow bridge between the two and create a more beautiful world. From Amaret Calloway, Spirit of life and love, thank you for the gifts of life and love. Help us to embrace fully the sweet and the bitter moments of our days. Help us to treasure the times of abundance and to find meaning in the times of emptiness. Help us in our abundance to reach out to those who hunger. And help us in our times of hunger to admit our neediness and to accept the caring hand of our neighbor. As a congregation, we're in sort of a preliminal space, an anticipatory time, recognizing that changes will of needs be made, but not yet at the threshold or transition. And this may be an extended period, yet we do not yet know. And there will be waiting and unknowns, and of part of everyday life too, but that's not what you hope to encounter when you come to a place that hopefully serves to refuel you and relieve some of the anxiety in your life. And so I'd like us to be intentional about resources that keep the anxiety or frustration of the possibilities and the unknown and the waiting from usurping all of the nurture that we come here for in the first place, all the support and all of the maybe stretching a little bit. First Unitarian Church in Dallas is the 5th largest congregation in the country. On their certification membership numbers, they have over 1,000 members. They have, as part of their programming, things that they strongly suggest, and I think they've been mentioned in here a number of times. But it's instead of the 3 suggestions Jan Tadeo offered, they make 5. And their 5 are a daily spiritual practice, weekly church participation, monthly small group, annual retreat, and a lifetime pilgrimage. Now, the daily spiritual practices are, of course, a matter of each of us selecting and then finding a way to make time for the practices that serve us and that help us be grounded and deepen our paths. The weekly attendance is a matter of commitment, but also habit. And many of us over the pandemic got out of the habit and are having to, and a lot of other habits, some good, some not so good, that we have to recultivate. We've filled the space with other things that we enjoy sometimes and sometimes don't enjoy, and perhaps even other communities. But hopefully, participation in this community gives you power that doesn't exist in some of the others, like where we collaborate with the Highland Center Ministries and Interfaith and try to do actions that make real change in real ways in the world around us. Power, and I've lost my place. So, and hopefully being a part of this congregation helps you notice growth spiritually in yourself, your own spirit, your own sense of depth and awakening. It helps us to stretch our capacity and understanding while finding belonging and support. Like other places may stretch us in difficult ways, and that's good. Something I was thinking about that's totally off this path is it takes a lot of manure to grow a new dream. Small groups in this context, in our particular context, call for facilitators being trained ahead of time, because what we're trying to do is kind of guarantee the safety of the space. And so we are in the process of doing some of this redevelopment of small groups that went by the wayside during COVID because online does not feel the same as in person. And we're in the process of some of that now. And then regarding pilgrimages, we have begun plans for an annual retreat. We have begun plans for a statewide Unitarian retreat/revival to be held in Baton Rouge in October. They're going to offer home hospitality to anybody that goes, so you don't have to pay for a hotel room if you don't want to. And we're going to try to forge the connections and networks and stuff across the state and feed our spirits while we're there the way that one would on a retreat. Just one offering. But that's something is in the process of being developed. It really is the flagship church of Louisiana. And it behooves us to develop connections with those people, that staff, so we can learn from their practices, we can learn from their strong suits, and share some of ours. Because y'all have a lot of skills. Anyway, the one of the 5 that I wanted to focus on today was the idea of pilgrimage. Now, you've heard me mention many times that part of my morning practice is reading Richard Rohr's daily meditation. And lately, or last week, he's been, or maybe it was last month, he's been writing and including other individuals' writings about pilgrimage. So first I want to share, or maybe intermittently share, some of the little excerpts from some of those readings. And the first part, then after that I want to try to connect the dots, okay? The first part of this reading comes from Victor and Edith Turner, who Rohr calls established academic scholars about pilgrimages. Pilgrimage may be thought, this is the beginning of a quote, pilgrimage may be thought of as extroverted mysticism, just as mysticism is introverted pilgrimage. Pilgrimages, they suggest, were and are no walk in the park or plain or mountain. Embarking on such a journey, we become untethered, not just from our physical normalcy, but these uncertain, trusting steps also move us out of our spiritual familiarity. If sitting here and grounding yourself by looking out a beautiful window, watching the seasons change, season after season after season, has been part of your spiritual normalcy, how open are you to having those normalcies become something different? The pilgrim is invited not only to walk out of boxes, but also to walk away from practices that are comfortable. Religious life back for the medieval Europe, the serfs and peasants didn't have a whole lot of choice for where they were. They were locked into one place. Religious life was also confined to the local parish and repeating routines all the time and practices. But as pilgrimage opportunities began to be possible for a wide range of people, their journeys liberated them toward places unknown and spiritual intensity. Are we too tired at this point to invite spiritual intensity? Or renewed passion for the justice work we've been wanting to do all along? Those embarking on pilgrimages faced clear and present dangers. They were walking into liminal space, thresholds, with a familiar past of place and spirit left behind. Often rejecting modernity's expectations, assumptions about time, place, perception, satisfaction, speed, predictability, and the material world. So pathways that move simultaneously inward and outward. The Spirit yearns to break out and to break open old practices. Now, from time to time in this congregation, that's kind of the end of those excerpts. In this congregation, from time to time, we use the phrase contributions of time, talent, and treasure. But as part of Roar's readings this week, he included a passage from Matthew 6 of the Christian Testament, from which I draw my arguments against some of the publicly funded prayer vigils that have been stopped now. Trying to use language people understand to argue my position on something. The passage that Richard Rohr used was, "There, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." There will your heart be. In that chapter, first he starts off talking about how we give and talking about not doing your generosity in front of others, but doing it in such a way that your left hand doesn't know what your right hand is doing. That the rewards for your spirit come in not getting all this recognition for your kindness in public. And then he goes into prayer, which is the argument I was talking about earlier. I have in years past been part of the police pastors program of Shreveport, the police chaplains, and was invited there by a rabbi who no longer lives here, who was saying he was the only liberal voice in the group and needed somebody else to come. And for years I said, yeah, I'd like to see what that's about, I'll come. Finally, I went, and there were a bunch of older black Christian pastors who were that made up the core of this group. I think 7 out of 10 were Baptist. So one of the things, we started out doing certain kind of activities, and it kind of morphed into this thing that made prayer vigils on public corners every month. And I got to a place where I refused to participate, and I used this passage to tell them why I wasn't willing to do that. It wasn't that I didn't have my own spiritual practices and my own prayers, but the passage was, "When you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for their love to pray standing on synagogues and street corners is to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward. But when you pray, the words from the King James I grew up with were, enter into thy closet. Like, go into your own small space and close the outside out, and there make your connection. That was my argument against it. After that, the passages go into what is commonly called the Lord's Prayer or the Our Father. And it's a real staple part of the Christian tradition. Then it goes into, all of this is in chapter 6 of Matthew. And then it goes into, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moths and rust doth corrupt, is the language I knew, and thieves break in and steal. And it talks about then, where your treasures are, there will your heart be also. Our mutual pilgrimage, this forming a new journey of a lifetime for this congregation, has been long, and it's morphing again. We have invested the membership, those who have passed on, those who are still here, those who are just coming, have invested a great deal of heart and time and passion and energy and all of their skills and talents to the life of this church. And for a long time, trying to maintain a precious space of sanctuary has been costing us. Even as it fed us. But we covenant each week to love, to quest for truth, to use service as our prayer, and to work for all souls to grow into harmony with the sacred. What does the world want us to be now? What are our spirits calling us to be now? What are we going to forge and discover on this new pilgrimage? We have to continue to do our internal work as together we do discerning to discover the markers and goalposts that we want to reach on our external pilgrimage. We will not work to become what we're not, but become more of who we are and have long tried in earnest to manifest. So, come as you are. And let's grow together. You know, they've said sometimes that all it takes to start a Unitarian Universalist church is an issue and a coffee pot. Our coffee pots are portable. And there are, God knows, infinite issues that we all care about. All we need is right here, and I'm not just talking about this place. It's with us and among us and who we are when we're together. We don't know where we're going, but we will get there. And we do know inside. Because love is our doctrine, and the quest of pilgrimage too is a sacrament. Our treasures will be there, stored within the arms of beloved community that we are still learning how to build. Along the way, be exquisitely kind to yourself. This will have broad and lasting ramifications. Our hearts will know belonging and purpose in our journey. Serving justice and human need with lifelong spiritual learning of new ways to hear, to see, to follow. Because our truth cannot lead where our love doesn't lead us first. And often, before we can lead anybody, we have to learn how to follow. And it's not a once and for all thing. Anyway, our hearts will know belonging and purpose. This is from John O'Donohue. May you be blessed with good friends. May you learn to be a good friend to yourself. May you be able to journey to that place in your soul where there is great love, warmth, feeling, and forgiveness. And may this change you. May it transfigure that which is negative, distant, or cold in you. May you be brought into the real passion, kinship, and affinity of belonging. May you treasure your friends. May you be good to them, and may you be there for them. May they bring you all the blessing, challenges, truth, and light that you need for your journey. And may you never be isolated. May you always be in the gentle nest of belonging with soul friends. Our closing hymn is another one the choir has done for a long, long time. The lyrics will be on the screen. We're only doing some of them. And I invite you to grab what melody you find and sing with us. Rise as you feel. Gonna keep on walking forward.
Keep on moving forward.
Arundhati Roy said, "Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing." We are illuminated by a faith that allows us to sit and think. We extinguish the chalice flame. May it empower our hearts until we meet again, daring to carry forward the vision of this free faith, that freedom, reason, and justice will one day prevail in this nation and across the earth. We keep its light in our hearts with its message of love and justice, taking it outside these walls to the world we live in. Go in peace. Go with courage. Be kind to yourself. Love greatly. And we'll see you next week. Ashe, amen, blessed be.
There